Hey guys, it's Han. We are at Werribee Park and we are watching the Melbourne International 3-day. So we're about to go and walk the 3-star cross-country course. I'm now back home after watching the Melbourne 3-day. I absolutely loved it. It's like the one time of year where you really get to see like all of the best riders in Australia come together at like one event, which honestly doesn't happen very often. We don't have very many major events here, unfortunately. If you guys haven't been before, I would highly recommend. There's just something about watching like these amazing riders on these like stunning horses, and they're just so talented, and I always find it like so good to watch. And if you guys did go to Melbourne 3-day, then you would know that they had a trade village set up, so of course I couldn't resist going and buying a few bits and pieces. I'm really trying to be good and budget more at the moment, so I try not to go too crazy, but I did pick up a few things that I thought was super nice. So I just wanted to do like a mini try on haul right at the end of this video, just to show you guys exactly what I bought and how it looks on Fletch. And you can also follow us on Instagram at han.equestrian if you want to see like photos of any of this gear as well. I think by the time this video goes live, there will be photos and videos of a lot of this stuff already on my Instagram. The first thing I bought was this Lemieux Pro Sport Dressage Pad. So this one is in the suede material. I believe there's a cotton option as well, but I really wanted the suede. I just think the texture is really nice. I was really tossing up between this one and one of the chocolate brown ones, but in the end I went for this because something like a little bit different, and it did still have the chocolate brown accents like on the pad here and then on the little like keepers and stuff, so I thought that was cute. So I have to admit, I've wanted one of these for a very long time. I love the look of the Lemieux pads. They're like extremely anatomically shaped and they sit on Fletch really well, so they clear his wither really well, and even behind the saddle too, which I do struggle with some of my more like straight back saddle pads. The other thing that I really like about this saddle pad, and I usually hate these, is the keepers are actually really good. If you guys have watched my videos before, you know that I just cut these straight off. I don't ever keep them because they're always useless and they just get in the way and it's just like extra bulk that you just don't need. That being said, these are so slimlined and they just fit perfectly with my saddle. Like they just hook in really easily, they stay out of the way and they work really, really well. And I'm like, wow, good work Lemieux, because like I can't believe I actually left these on, but they're really, really good. They've also got these girth guards, which I always love because it just means you're not going to get like balling of material where your girth sits or anything like that. And then you can see a little stain because I've already used it. And I also thought the price was very reasonable on this one. I paid $79 for this. For the quality of this saddle pad, I think that's a very reasonable price. Even the Horseland Weather Beater ones are more expensive than this, and I would say they're not as nice. So this bonnet in particular, it's the standard cut of like a Lemieux ear bonnet, but then it's got these acoustic ear covers on it. So you can see that they've got like the quilted design, which is really cool. So the packaging basically says that these don't stop sound, but what they do is like break sound up, especially like sharp sounds, which is really good because sometimes loud sounds or high-pitched sounds really irritate Fletch. It's like a weird thing. And they can get him a little bit riled up. So this should be really, really good for competing, which is where I'm planning to use this. And I think I'll use this for dressage. I have been using a blue ear bonnet, but I always think in dressage you've just got to be careful about using too much colour. So I'd rather go back to like a brown or like more of a neutral colour. So I think this will be a really good option. I also really love the cut of the front of this. I love that it's just a little bit more like squared off. There's something about it, it just looks really nice. And for anyone wondering, I paid $59.95, I'm pretty sure, for this. So once again, pretty reasonable pricing because this isn't a standard ear bonnet, it is an acoustic ear bonnet. Of course, I couldn't just buy one Lemieux pad, I had to buy a jumping one as well. So I ended up with the Pro Sport jump pad, once again in the suede. I was just really liking the suede. I'm pretty sure everything comes in like a cotton or a bamboo option as well, I think I saw. But the suede just looked really, really nice. I love the texture of it on a saddle pad. So I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this colour is called Cornflower. I think it's one of their newer colours. I will say the colour was a lot brighter in person than I expected. I'd seen this online a few times and it looked pretty powdery and like pale blue. But when you see it in real life, it's very bright. If you love bright colours, you'll love it, but if you're not sure, maybe go and try and see it in real life before you purchase it online. So like the dressage pad, this has a really nice anatomical cut to it. Love the cut at the front. Some saddle pads I find are a little bit too circular, but this one really follows the shape of my jumping saddle, so it fits really, really nicely. And then like the dressage pad, this one also has a big girth guard. It is substantially bigger than the one on the dressage pad, but I think that's good because you may be using a stud guard or something like that, so you might need a little bit more room and a little bit more protection from the girth. I just had the sudden realization as well that this actually says like CC, as in like cross country. So I'm guessing that this one is specifically designed for cross country. So I didn't realize that. So that's interesting because maybe that means they have a show jumping pad and a cross country pad and they're like two separate designs. So I don't know, maybe if you guys know if there is a difference, you can comment it down below. And I can't believe I'm saying it, but I'm also going to be keeping the tabs on this saddle blanket as well. I don't know what to say. I can't believe I'm actually using them, but they're actually designed well enough that they work. So they'll be staying on as well. The last thing I purchased, I swear to you guys, I actually needed to buy this because the one I have at home has now broken. And that was a new halter for Fletch. So I did buy this one from Southern Sports Saddlery as well as the jump pad as well. So I definitely bought those two from them. So this one's called the Lemieux Signature Halter and it's sort of in this like beautiful like blue check kind of fabric, and then it has like the soft fleecy noseband that says Lemieux, which I think is really cute. And then it's also got this nice soft fleecy part that goes on their pole. The one thing I will say, and you guys can probably see because I've been using this, because it's got fleece, whenever I give Fletch hay, it sticks to it. So like you kind of have to like pick it off and like clean it a little bit more than you would with like a more traditional halter, but I'm like, it's really cool. So like I kind of don't mind. So this is a breakaway style of halter. If you haven't had one before, basically what it is it will have this extra piece that you're able to unclip from behind the cheek and you're able to release the horse then. So the idea is that maybe if your horse suddenly freaks out and pulls back on its leader over its halter and you need to free them quickly, you can unclip this part and then essentially pull this over their ears and then they're free. Generally, I mean, there's not many cases where you're gonna have to do that, but when you've got young horses or a lot of OTBs, it's a habit I've gotten into of just having one of these because you just never know like where they might just have a moment and you just want to get the halter off them really quickly. So this one cost me $36.95 and came with a matching lead rope as well. I'm not the biggest fan of the lead rope. It's like a very thin material. As you guys can kind of see, it's pretty thin. I think I'm just used to holding like a thicker lead rope, so maybe I'll upgrade that to something a little bit more substantial later on. The one other thing I will say is I did buy this in a cob size. and Fletch is usually a full. So their sizes do seem quite big. So if you're not sure what size to get, maybe just go back a size to what you usually would, because Fletch does have quite a big face. He wears a full bridle, but the cob fits him really, really nicely. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you are enjoying Fletch and I, then please be sure to subscribe.